to you. Hope you're all okay out there. My name's Wayne. I am the Lone Headbanger, as you're well aware. Tonight I'm just going to literally do a kind of review of the last 12 months, the last year, as it's New Year's Eve tomorrow, so less than 48 hours of 2020 remaining. Probably a blessing for most people. So I'm not going to be talking advice really. It's just going to be an overview of how my year's gone. So forgive me for being a little bit indulgent. So anyone who watched last week's video knows that I was feeling down because I had a friend who was ill and in hospital, and he actually died the following day, literally 24 hours after I'd filmed that video. He was gone. So it's been a rough week, and that kind of topped off the year for me, to be honest. I mean, I started off this year being off sick from work with stress, depression, anxiety, and I thought I was making some progress, and then obviously COVID hit, so I hadn't been back at work a month, I don't think, maybe a couple at most. So COVID hit, and you'd think with all the time in the world that I was furloughed, which was a long time, April through to mid-September I think, and you'd think with all that time available that I'd have been able to do something productive and pull myself out of my funk, and unfortunately that wasn't the case, and I just slipped further and further into my depression, losing more and more will to do anything, and literally days just blurred into one massive mess. Obviously the things I looked forward to, the festivals, Download, Bloodstock, all cancelled. Hopefully they'll be going on next year instead. I guess we'll see. July, me and Hannah broke up, which is fine. It needed to happen. We weren't what we needed for each other. We weren't helping each other. You know, it was the right decision. And much as I do miss her sometimes, and I think about her, and both times we went out, but it wouldn't have lasted, and it wasn't right. Especially in my case, I'm not boyfriend material at the moment. I'm useless as a partner. Yeah, and so that happened, and then eventually going back to work again, having a little bit of a breakdown as well a few months later, in fact the day before my birthday. Something in my life caused me to self-harm worse than I ever have in my entire life, which resulted in a hospital trip, which you'll know if you've seen my previous videos. And even my sanctuary here, like I live with my parents, if you don't know, and this room is my sanctuary. But even though it's got things in it that I love, it's got all my Transformers, it has my guitars, it's got all my collectibles, my games, it's got everything in it. It's I picked out the colour scheme and everything. But it's become more and more like a prison, especially now when I'm working from here as well. And I must admit, I can just feel my mental health spiralling. I did have alcohol last week for the Christmas Eve pub crawl, which obviously didn't happen, but I walked the route that we normally would for the Christmas Eve pub crawl, and we did a video chat on the night, and it was fun. One of the best nights I've actually had this year, actually. As daft as that sounds, a video chat while drunk with my guys. But hasn't been the best year, and I know I'm not the only one. Obviously, I've got less to be depressed about, or to be angry about, or to be, I need to be thankful for the things that I do have, the fact that I do have a roof over my head, I do have a warm bed to sleep in on a night, and I am thankful for those things. Like you wouldn't believe I'm thankful for those things. Every night I listen to the wind howling outside, and I've been watching the snow fall and thinking about those poor people out there on the streets who, have nothing. And also the people who are on the cusp of that, who are suddenly looking at their bills, and wondering how the hell they're going to pay for the electric and eat. I just wish I could do something. Today and yesterday, I was pretty much, not in so many words, but it was kind of thrown at me that I should only worry about things that I can control, or I can change myself. Direct my energy to things I can actually do something about, which is a fair comment. But I can't turn a blind eye to the plight of the world. That's not who I am. I can't be ignorant. I can't just turn my back and just go, well, I can't do anything about this, I'll just pull my energy away from it and forget it's even happening. Ignorance is not bliss for me. For me, ignorance is rejection. It's negligence. It's a negative thing. And I don't know what's worse. The ignorance of the bliss of ignorance, or the willful ignorance. Is it worse that you turn away and just pretend it isn't happening for your own sake? Or that you know there's bad things going on and you just choose not to do anything about them? Which also leads on to the question as to, what the hell can you do? What can we do about what's going on at the moment? The world is such a mess, this country's such a mess, there's so much chaos, so much fear, so much confusion. People are scared. I don't know if it's just me, but I always class myself as an empath, and I do feel like I'm feeding off that negative energy. That's terrifying. If I'm point blank honest with you, I am losing the will to stay here. I'm really losing the will. I am going to have to call a crisis line tonight, I think, before it gets bad again. But this year didn't start me off in a good place, and it's not ended with me in a good place either. I have a few friends who have done nothing but support me. They've been absolutely incredible. Even with the pandemic, they've been saying, we'll come and sit on your drive and talk to you, or something along those lines, and I'm like, thanks. But it's got past the point now where just sitting and talking it out is going to help, sort of thing. I think even a therapist at this point, it's like, it's not enough. Something radical needs to change. Because I'm not getting the help I need. It's that simple. I'm on the highest dose of sertraline that I can be on. 200 milligrams a day. It's greying out my emotions, and it's stopping the very, very worst of it. I think if it wasn't for the sertraline, I'd be dead already. But it's not actually doing anything other than keeping it going. It's like it's a crutch to allow me to keep walking, but it's not fixing the broken leg. And right now I just feel like I'm hobbling. I feel like I'm drifting through life. I'm not achieving anything. I'm not doing anything. I'm just living in a permanent state of panic, self-loathing, sadness, feelings of failure. So much. And how long can you live like that before you break? I'm not getting any ups. It's all so many downs. And it might well just be me and my perceptions which are the problem, That could be the issue. It could just be me making the mountains out of molehills, catastrophising. But I'm not receiving any reassurance, really. I don't know. But for now, I'm still here, clinging on for dear life. I'm hoping I'll still be here this time. Well, I'm hoping I'll be here this time next year, in one form or another. Maybe I'll have moved out. Maybe I'll have found someone. Maybe I'll have changed career or something like that. Maybe gigs will be happening again and, give me something to look forward to, that kind of thing. But I don't know. But that's what I'm thinking about, that little tiny speck of light at the end of the tunnel, that little pinhole of light at the end of the tunnel. It's so, so far away, and God only knows what's in between here and there. I just hope there's a bridge over whatever pitfalls appear. Doesn't matter if it's a length of twine that I can walk over, as long as I can get to it. But anyway, as I said, it was kind of a review of the year, and it's not been good for me, and I know it's not been good for so many others, and I feel you, I really do. And I would say at this point, normally I would say talk to me, but I am not in a position to help right now. You can't pour from an empty cup. I can offer you an ear, but I can't offer you a voice. I can't really offer you advice. I can try, but I'm not taking it myself, so it's kind of hypocritical. But there are people out there who can help you, and if you need the help, do what I'm doing and get it. For God's sake, talk to someone. You know, I don't mean your friends. Talk to a professional. Get to your GP. And for goodness sake, break down in front of them if you have to. But get the help you need. If you need that help, then get it. Please. There's enough senseless death in this world as it is, without people taking their own lives or self-harming because they're not understood or because they don't know how to communicate how they're feeling. So please, get the help you need. Don't be afraid. There's no shame in it. At the end of the day, the world is a tough place. And it doesn't look like it's going to get any easier, so for goodness sake, get the help. I'm sorry to sound like I'm begging on that one, but I pretty much am. And I'm not just begging you guys, I'm kind of begging myself as well. To listen to my own advice and do what I need to do. But yeah, I'm going to go. I'm going to try and do something productive tonight. I've got work again tomorrow, and then I've got another video call with my friends to look forward to. So we'll see how it goes, won't we? But I will be doing a video next Wednesday, usual thing, and I'll try and make it a positive one. At the end of the day, new year, new start, so I'm going to try and, do something positive for the first one, give advice. I'm not going to talk about resolutions because I don't do New Year's resolutions really, but we're going to try and do something positive. So that's my pledge for next week's video, to be as positive as I can make it. And I want you guys to try and be positive as well. Less than 48 hours of this rubbish year left. Let's try and make the next one slightly better. We're all veterans now, we can do this. We've done lockdowns, we've done the panic buying, we've done masks and social distancing. We know what to do, we're veterans. Let's keep it going. And let's look after ourselves. So with that, my name's Wayne. I am the Lone Headbanger. And I'll finish as I always do, on the same words. Stay strong, stay safe, and I will see you next week.